That's for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of White Guy Brain Rot.
Heyo! None of us are vaccinated.
Not a single one, actually. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
I was walking over here. There was this lady. She was out front, like 2 doors down over there by Helium.
Yeah.
And she has this, like her table set up with all of her like T-shirts and hats, and it's like an anti-bullying campaign.
Oh, hell yeah.
And she's like shouting down everybody that goes by. And then I walk by and she goes,
She's like, that's a bully right there, dude. I better not say anything.
I have never been ignored by a solicitor so hard in my life. And I wasn't walking like a bully, like Wyatt or anything.
You don't have dude.
She smelled it on me.
You could, you have visual cues, you know?
Yeah, I don't bully strangers. That's insane.
Do you?
No, I bully my friends.
Well, that is true. And I don't really think you're a bully. I just think you're just a regular person, and I think it's okay to be semi-mean to people that you care about. I don't think that's bully.
But for her to see me coming after having like talked to like 3 older white guys, one like Asian lady, I saw her really hounding everybody.
And she was just like,
and
I
then
don't
she
want
just
none of that
clocked
smoke.
me and went like, I'm good.
I don't want none of that smoke, dude. Thanks for having me on your anti-bully podcast.
That's it, man.
Yeah, man.
Tough as nails.
Yeah, I didn't get bullied because I was homeschooled.
Homeschooled, right?
So
it's just called abuse.
yeah, we were. Yeah, shout out my mom and dad, dude. They just abused me. I was saying this on our podcast, Beautiful Losers, that did you get spanked growing up?
Mm-hmm.
So I did too, but my dad used a 1/2-inch PVC pipe.
Right. Okay. That's some ingenuity because it's got some rebend on it. You know, like it's got some wiggle.
Like about a piece of pipe about this big,
Nice.
and he would sit in his little lazy boy in his underwear, and he would twirl the PVC pipe with his fingers, and he would just lord over me and my brother.
That is diabolical.
Yeah, it was child abuse, but it's fine. I grew up fine, I think.
Dude, my grandma did the whole pick a switch thing.
Oh yeah,
that was
dude.
a big one.
That's a crazy thing to do to like a 7-year-old. It's like, and I'm sure your grandparents were just like everybody else's Southern grandparents who were like, no, that switch isn't gonna work. Go get another one.
Well, I had too much ADD for that. I've already talked about this on the podcast. But we've talked about like the way my parents did that is just exercise, because they figured out that like they could take everything away from me and I was fine just playing with like rocks alone in my room. But then I was like, my dad was making me run logs in the backyard.
Damn.
That was the thing.
Isn't that you have the great bit? I don't know if you're still doing it about what was I training for? What was all this?
Yeah. I don't even think that I ever even got that to stage. I think that's just something that we talked about on the phone, and I forgot about it until just now.
You should do that tonight, dude.
I did. No, I had no idea what I was training for.
Yeah, it's just like get out there and run, and hopefully, dude, when they
he asked me like siphoning gas out of cars, just sprinting, siphoning gas.
Your dad is just ready. He's just ready for the invasion.
He has me doing active reloads in the basement, like with a stopwatch.
That's good, dude. That's good. My dad did the same. My dad did similar things. No exercise. My dad's a big fat guy. Now he wasn't when I was a child, but he would inevitably let himself go. No exercise, but a lot of gun handling growing up.
Okay, I didn't have any of that. No gun handling, but you know what? All right, here's a good psychological dad thing. So like, my dad was a big baseball guy.
Yeah, sure.
And he played like amateur ball after, so he was a big deal.
Sure.
So he had some tremendous bat speed.
Wow.
And he would very regularly just practice the swing in the living room, like inches away from my head.
Damn, dude. He's like, just stand right there, dude.
No. I'd just be sitting there watching. I just hear. I look, and he's just standing right there. He goes, "I'm not gonna hit him." My mom's like, "Don't do that near the boy." He goes, "I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
He'll be fine. Dude.
He'll be fine." Are you saying that I don't have good back control? Is that what you're saying? I don't have good back control?
Yeah.
That one stuck in my craw.
My dad, he hung a tennis ball. We had an unfinished basement. They still have an unfinished basement. Shout out my brother. He lives in that unfinished basement with his wife. But he would take a tennis ball and he would run it down on a string, and I'd go down there and I'd swing at the tennis ball. That was like baseball practice or whatever. And one time I hit my brother in the face with an aluminum bat and busted him up. So you missed what could have been a really dangerous.
Did you wail and cry?
He did.
Okay.
I think I remember being like, it was an accident. You know?
Oh, okay. I had the opposite thing happen to me. We had a foosball table, like one of those kind of cheap rickety ones. And my sister and I were playing. We were in the basement, and she goes down. Like she like bends down. I'm like, it'd be pretty funny if I just kind of
jab.
I did that. Like I wasn't gonna get her. I was just gonna get it close. Got her right in the eye. And my parents thought it was my sister screaming because there was a very high pitched scream. And
you being like,
I thought I had just accidentally murdered my sister.
You put your sister in an eye patch.
Yeah,
for the rest
she was
of her
fine.
life.
I was down there weeping. I'm so sorry.
How much older is she than you?
2 years.
Okay, so you guys are pretty close.
We are now. Yeah, there was a time. There was a time when it was not the case.
Yeah, me and my brother are 4 years apart.
Okay.
So I didn't really dig my brother until I graduated high school.
But then he got to introduce you to like older kid stuff.
I'm older than my brother.
Oh, so no. He contributed nothing.
I had to pioneer. I had to be homeschooled, be the older brother, and not wind up a retarded person. So.
It's funny to have like senior privilege when you're living with your teachers.
Yeah.
Just don't get it, man. I have a free period. You're like, shut up. We're in your room.
I talk about it a lot. But it is, I mean, I would never homeschool my kids. If you're out there, dude, don't homeschool your kids unless you're smart. Right? My mom, sweet lady, lovely lady, probably has an 8th grade education. Right? So it's like the cap on what I was going to learn.
It's just all like Piggly Wiggly conspiracy theories.
Yeah, basically. I remember like genuinely trying for like a little bit to figure out how to do some algebra, like algebra 2, and taking it to my mom and dad and being like, I don't really understand this, and then them sort of being like,
what period do you have
we
next?
don't
It's like I have Bigfoot next. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, they were totally fine. I mean, again, they capitulated in this idea that like I cheated. I cheated I guarantee you that there's not a single thing in high school that I completed without the answer.
Okay, I was like, there wasn't even an Asian kid in your class do.
They would put the answer books in my dad's gun safe.
Right.
And I figured out, probably in 7th grade, that I didn't need the key to get into his gun safe. I just needed something that was long and skinny, and I could stick that in there and unlock it.
That's good. You got the early bird MacGyver stuff.
Yeah. Early teaching me how to be a criminal, and then I would get in and I would pull the books out and I would put the answers in and I would put them back, and then when they would accuse me of cheating, I would be like, what do you think who do you think I am? What do you think? This is Ocean's 11, dude? I can't get in that.
You raised a criminal? Like, you get to have, like, the parent guilt on top of it. It's like, you raised a genius. Are you trying to say I'm not smart?
How did you get this answer? You didn't show any of your work. I'm like, don't worry.
I just did it all in my head.
I know complex math, dude. Don't worry.
Drop things down, dude. I'm like Goodwill Hunting.
Exactly. Have you guys seen A Beautiful Mind?
How great was that Ben Affleck clip I sent you earlier?
Incredible, dude.
Phenomenal.
Ben Affleck, back on the horse.
Back in the horse. We haven't heard from him in an interview and anything in like 5 years.
Since he got yelled at by Sam Harris.
Yeah. I remember that. But then you see him more articulate than he's ever been, hotter than he's ever been.
Skinny as hell.
Skinny, talking about AI and like language models in a way that is very coherent.
Yeah.
And, dude, we're back, baby. We're back. Dude, we're so back.
We're so back, dude.
We are beyond back.
You can see it across the land, dude. White guys doing podcasts everywhere. It's just like the land of milk and honey.
There's about to be the biggest avocado resurgence in a millennia.
Avocados and whole milk, dude. We're back.
Dude, get ready, bud. You ready for the first electric-powered NASCAR race?
No, that would make my heart cry.
It would never happen.
That would make me so sad. I would weep.
But that's what happens when you get from under the yoke of a domineering woman. Like, that's kind of like, we see it. Everything you hear about J-Lo is just like, she's a pen.
She was at the Diddy parties too.
Yeah. I mean, well, we don't know yet until it never gets to the press.
If anything, I hope that is something that we get over the next 4 years. It's just this administration being like, we're just going to release everything.
Yeah, well, and it's just like they're starting to crack down on the ladies that were involved in this, too.
Yeah, dude. Hey, culpable, dude. I mean, Ghislaine, and all those people. Look,
But, like, the meme, like, the Affleck meme of him just outside with the cigarette, like, he just found out about, like, why she looks so young.
Yeah, she drinks baby's blood.
Yeah. We all try to act like it's relatable, like the meme, like oh look, I'm like no, that guy just heard the darkest thing in the world.
Yeah, he walked into their bathroom and she was spirit cooking with the insides of a child.
Yeah.
And he was like, yikes.
And she goes, you don't even like my culture.
Yikes.
Like she's trying to pawn it off as some Latina thing. She goes, we all do this. She's
this is an Aztec thing.
She's just covered in blood. Just like, we all do this. You don't do this?
This is how she stays beautiful, dude. She cuts the skin off the most beautiful girl in the village and she wears it.
It's a tradition.
I have to find the most beautiful virgin.
It's a tradition. I do not make the rules, Ben. I know she talks pretty much like a normal American.
Yeah, she's regular. Yeah, she's definitely just a regular English.
I know, but it's more fun.
She's from the Bronx, dude. She's Jenny from.
She's not Jenny from the block, and I venture to say she might never have been.
Yeah, probably not.
Yes.
I mean, she's certainly not Selena. I think there was like this thing where it's like J-Lo's the new Selena.
Well, and it's like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, like they weren't Boston guys anyway. Like they
didn't even write.
They went to Harvard together,
and they didn't write Good Will Hunting.
What do you mean they didn't write Good Will?
They did not write Good Will Hunting.
Everything I've heard.
They wrote the original. People on the internet can fact check me, but I believe this is correct. They wrote the original script for Good Will Hunting, and it was like an action movie. And then and I may be fucking this up, but I believe they went to Kevin Smith of Jay and Silent Bob fame and asked him if he would help them figure out how to make this into a movie.
And he was like, have you tried making it a tearjerker?
Yeah, and then he got the guy who would inevitably wind up directing it. I can't remember his name. But then that guy took their script and then sort of was like, okay, I kind of see what you're doing here. What if instead of some of this, we just sort of do this?
I would have loved to see the Passion Project. Yeah. This is like, I'm really good at math, and also these Bulgarian terrorists are never going to get away with what they're trying to get away with.
It's like, yeah. I think it was like some sort of espionage, like spy action movie.
I'm wicked smart. Put me in a think tank. Yeah. Also pretty handy with a gun.
With a gun, right. I can do the math and do the gun. And so, yeah, I mean, good on Ben Affleck, good on Matt Damon. I like those guys. I don't have any problem with them, but they definitely, I don't think, wrote the movie.
That was the big thing that you heard, just as like young white boys. We're like, look at these pros, man. They were Harvard together. They wrote a movie together.
If this were the case, why didn't they do more movies?
Because they made it. Like once that happened, that was the career launcher for both of them, right? Is this way too loud? Are you hearing? Does mine sound weird to you?
I turned myself down in the headphones.
Yeah. I just think I'm getting some reverb.
We're going to have to start the whole thing over again. All this good Ben Affleck, Matt Damon stuff is going to be useless.
Oh, nah, dude.
It is interesting to hear him talk about AI and to think of, I mean, like.
And I love hearing actors just go like, no one can do what we do.
Yeah. Well,
that's so fun to me when actors like, man, you think anyone else could just act sad?
Yeah.
I'm not actually sad.
This is
I got paid $20 million
to act sad,
and I'm not sad about it.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Listen. First of all, they're probably already making movies with AI. They've probably been making movies with AI. There's no way that they weren't. All the movies that they've made in the past 5 years are dog shit.
This is why I wanted to have you on 101, because the Conspiracies Act doesn't really crack open until we get the door shut. We get the door shut, and then it's just like,
let me tell you,
dude, I'm gonna let you on a secret. Jack Nicholson never existed.
He was not a real person.
He was never real. That was very, very realistic claymation. Every single movie.
Yeah, you want to talk Sandy Hook, dude? We could talk Sandy Hook and we'll get you the Alex Jones treatment.
No, I don't want to talk that. I want to talk as good as it gets.
I love that movie.
It's a fantastic.
It's a great movie where Jack Nicholson is just mean to a gay guy, though.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Yep, as good as it gets.
It's literally a movie where he's just mean to a gay guy the whole movie, and then at the end he's like, maybe I should be less mean.
But it is like a top tier boomer quote is the how did you write that woman so well? You know that thing, like all my old like boomer guys want to go like, oh, how do I write well for a woman? I think about a man.
Yeah, right.
And then I take away accountability and common sense. Something like
that.
Yeah. Just like seeing my dad hear that line and then gut laugh in front of my mom is one of the funnier things.
I bet that movie did more for straight gay relations than a lot of like the sort of like Sex and the City and some of the
it just needed to be like
Will and Grace.
We're just people.
Yeah,
because I mean it was just as much about demonizing old crazy white guy as much as it was about like trying to teach the Repubbies.
It's a movie that exists in a reality that makes sense, where it's like this guy can be both a horrible person and someone who can do caring, nice things, and that's
endearing,
more like, that's more like real life. And honestly, Jack Nicholson is a robot. So
is he really?
He's a robot.
He's a skinwalker.
Yeah, well, it could be.
That would be one of the ones where like Men in Black, when they're like, all the aliens were here the whole time.
Yeah.
And then they say Michael Jackson. It was like, of course.
Do you hear about...
see like Jack Nicholson? I'm like, yeah, he's never not smiling.
Exactly. He is an alien. Speaking of aliens, did you see the aliens in the ocean?
What?
There was like a big Senate hearing about the aliens in the ocean. I'm a little uneducated on it, but there was
Really? That sounded so legit. That's amazing. Are you sure you're not a pundit?
Yeah, I did work pundit? I do take some money from the DNC.
Can you give me a little bit more information about? Didn't you hear about the aliens?
Well, Jesus, I'm telling you. I think it all kind of stems from. So, did you see Tucker Carlson on Joe Rogan? No, all right, don't worry.
Been on multiple times, hasn't he?
No, just once. He talked about.
He went crazy about He said that he thought they were angels and demons.
Exactly.
And stuff.
So this is sort of along those same lines. Is that this idea that the aliens have always been here, right? And that we just exist with them. So they had a big Senate hearing that I think Lauren Boebert might have been the lead sort of congressman. She's the congressman from Colorado who gave her husband a hand job in the movie theater.
Hell yeah.
People don't like her.
Good looking lady.
Yeah, she's a decent looking lady. Always great to catch a hand job in public. I don't know why people.
What was the movie? Do you remember?
Probably like Fast 10 or something.
A Fast 10 handy? That'd be nuts. Just like family.
What for family? But apparently they had a big hearing about the aliens in the ocean and
kaiju.
I don't know. Maybe
these are kaiju.
It could be Godzilla related. I'm not sure.
That's my favorite alien genre. By the way, yeah, Pacific Rim was dope.
Pacific Rim was a cool movie. The second one wasn't very good.
They made two.
Yeah, and Pacific Rim is a bad name because I just want to say Pacific Rim job every time anybody says it.
I had a heckle. It was my first and only movie theater heckle.
Oh yeah.
Was right when, because they're all Jaegers, right? They're all like the robot guys. They're called Jaegers.
Yeah.
And then that scene at the end when the guy has the nuke on his back. Spoilers, by the way.
Spoiler alert for this movie that came out 10 years ago.
They slam into each other and it explodes. And there's this big silence that goes over the theater. And I'm in the back and I don't know what it was. I just went, Jaeger bomb.
Jaeger bomb.
Yeah, because I think it was like, that was years and years ago. So that was about the time that YouTube video was going on.
Hell
and
yeah.
I didn't sell it. I didn't yell it. I just went, Jaeger bomb. And it killed in a theater. And it made me very, very, I was like, this is why black people do this.
Is that your origin story?
No. That'd be the best.
Wait a minute.
I said Jaeger bomb there in Pacific Rim. Never looked back.
Realized I could maybe do this for a living.
I was like, man, I think I have a talent for this.
Did you see the new Godzilla? -1?
Yeah. That was amazing.
Fucking ruled, man. I saw that in the movie theaters, dude. I love Godzilla. I'm a big Godzilla head.
Brought the OG soundtrack back.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
They also hit what I think is the classic Godzilla, where he's not in Tokyo, he's in some other city, and then he's like walking down the street, and people are running directly, away from him, which I've always thought is a funny Godzilla trope, because if you just were to just go
cut off to the sides,
like he's...
Well, it's the same thing that happens when you see like the big falling pillar.
Yeah.
There's always a big falling pillar.
And they're like, I just got this way.
Like, God damn. I think maybe if you're in fight or flight, you don't really get to choose. I'm trying to be the devil's advocate. No, of course not. You ride to the side.
Is that just something people say?
That's just something people say, man. You try to be a devil's advocate for these idiots.
Oh my god, dude! I love Godzilla. I didn't have a lot. Again, back on the homeschool thing, I didn't have a lot. We didn't have cable until I was probably in high school. So I watched a lot of Godzilla movies, a lot of John Wayne movies,
Okay.
a lot of Clint Eastwood movies.
That's right from your bit, because your dad's just like indoctrinating you.
I'm serious. Those are real things. Like we had, my dad is very political. He worked on the Reagan campaign locally back in the 80s. And he was convinced that the only way to raise a proper son was a steady diet of John Wayne movies and Godzilla movies.
It was like the threshold for old movies now. Like kids nowadays, good luck. You're not going to get them to watch it.
No.
It's just there's no way that the retention is going to be there. I'm not going to be able to like sit down with some kid and be like, let's watch Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Yeah, sure.
Like, because you don't understand what this meant for cinema. And they're like, what are you talking about? There's a black and white cinema movie? Get out of here.
Yeah, right.
It's like, yeah, but you don't
Let's
get
watch
it.
The Maltese
You don't
Falcon.
get it. This guy had Tourette's and was still famous.
Yeah.
This guy was, that is a full-blown illness, what he had.
It's the same with Westerns. Like, I feel like there's a lot of Westerns that are just going to die because the audiences for those movies.
Westerns will survive because like young kids are going to think about ways to remix it.
Ooh.
They're going to be watching it and go like, oh, okay, there's something like kids now are all like music producers. So they're going to hear like the clunk.
This is a very specific avenue for Westerns to survive.
Yeah. Through the avenue of sampling and remixing. Of just like, you know what I mean, like memes. Kids now watch movies looking for a meme.
Looking for a meme.
Yeah,
that's true. I watched Deadpool and Wolverine yesterday.
How was it?
You know what? I think that most of those Marvel movies are pretty gay. And I didn't have high expectations for it. I really like Logan. Did you see that movie, Logan? Mm-hmm. I thought that was pretty good. It's a James Mangold movie, and I think that had like 10 years worth of payoff. That was pretty damn good. And I thought it was pretty fucked up that they were bringing Hugh Jackman back to play Wolverine. And so I kind of had all these preconceived negatives towards this movie. It's pretty fucking fun.
I bet it's like, well, but Ryan Reynolds is so involved in making sure everyone knows that he is the silly, funny, cool guy. Like all the commercials. Like, we were wondering why people are paying more when you should be paying less.
Right.
Turn off this commercial if you don't believe me. Like they're just like from his inception of his fame on, he has played the same character in every movie, but it's always been fun.
He's kind of like Robert Downey Jr., where it's like Robert Downey Jr. just became Tony Stark in real life. He was just like, whatever, this is a good enough personality.
Might as well stick with it. All these octopi, all these actor octopi.
Yeah. But it's a fun movie, and good to see the Jackman back as Wolverine.
I need to make this money because my soccer team is not doing well.
Yeah. So
that actually almost got me into soccer. I watched that Wrexham doc. That you know they bought a soccer team, right? Okay,
I'm just giving you a hard look.
Hard look about soccer.
It almost made you gay.
I know. I tried to watch, I watched the doc series, and then I saw a game on TV. I was like, oh, cool as that. Okay.
People are always like, oh, you'll give it a shot. Like, what? Go to a United game.
I did go to a United game. It was great. It was it was Pride Week.
Oh, nice.
So I just got back into Georgia, and my mom was like worried that I didn't have friends. So she goes, "You remember Craig? Like our friend Craig, you know, his son's about your age.
Go hang out with him."
So I asked him to hit you up. I'm like, Mom, because I had friends here and stuff already.
Have some friends.
But then this guy was like, "Let's go to a soccer game together." And we're friends now. He's actually pretty cool. But male friendship is super easy.
Yeah, you won soccer game. Yeah. That's pretty much what it takes.
But he's like, oh, let's go. And I go, and there's a bunch of, like, fedora Americans there. It's just, you know, there's a specific kind of soccer dude where they, like, wear scarves. They're like, we're Europeans, right?
Soccer is for Antifa.
Right. Yeah, it was rough. But it was also Pride Week. And so they had...
Point still stands.
At the beginning of every game, United game, their mascot is, like, a railroad spike.
What?
I think their mascot's a railroad spike.
Like what they crucified Christ with?
Right, but it's gold.
Oh.
I don't know what. I think his was just regular metal.
Yeah, they probably iron.
Yeah, something like that. But well, he was the king. We're not going to get into it. But so they at the beginning of every game they have this big over the top railroad spike.
Okay.
Minutes.
I don't think so. We'll get the Oblivion screen going. I apologize to the visual listener here from here.
I finally get into a conversation and I keep remembering that I have to go and look and check to make sure that that's still recording every time. I need an intern if anyone's available.
If you're out there.
I'm really not good at this. I've realized very quickly, I'm like, God, I'm not good at producing.
Well, that's not your spiritual gift, big dog.
It's not my spiritual.
It's not your spiritual gift, dude.
I need someone whose spiritual gift is wires and buttons.
Yeah, organization.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
You need a 42-year-old white lady who can come here and make sure that all your cables are the right length.
So I'm at this United game. At the beginning of every game, they have this big over-the-top golden railroad spike, and someone comes and they hammer it in. And that's supposed to be the beginning of the game.
Okay.
And this is Pride Week, so they have the head of the Atlanta chapter of the LBGTAQI, whatever.
I think you did that on purpose. Show some respect, dude.
What do you mean?
I can't do that.
LBGTQ. I think I nailed it. I actually think I nailed it.
You're right.
I think I just forgot a plus because of the subscription package, but I think I was like...
because of the subscription
package. Yeah, but it's good. So the head of the LGBTQI plus stream was on.
Yep.
And he missed the spike twice.
Damn, dude.
It was great. You couldn't make it up. It's a big over the top hammer. It's a huge nail. And he misses it, just whiffs it. And the crowd, I heard at the same time, 10,000 people go... like there was very few like out loud laughs because it's important, like it's LGBTQIA plus day, and I was pretty good that time. LGBTQIA plus that day, and it's like, and people were there and we're all supporting, we're all very supportive of our gay friends, then whiffing it, and then just go. It sounded like air was being let out of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It sounded like an entire stadium was deflating.
An entire stadium just watching a man live up to the...
Yeah, but it was amazing because it was like there was no hatred there. It was just it whiffed and it was hilarious.
Damn, dude. And the game was good. It made you like soccer?
No.
That's what I'm saying. People... I mean, again, I'm a hick, so I get that. I grew up on NASCAR and baseball and football.
It's the pace and being able to tie. Like, I get it.
I just also, like, when it comes to, like...
But here's the thing. When you're in England, it's not gay.
Well, because they don't have football.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So you're like, okay, this is something that the hooligans get behind, like big alpha. Only here when you have better sports available. Is it strange? You get a wifey texting you?
No, just coming over here to do this podcast in the middle of the workday. I have a regular job that.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, me too, man.
Is it putting this all together?
Yeah. I put this all together. You missed it. I had a beer before you got it.
For the audience out there, I was like 5 minutes from my house when Nathan called me and was like, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing right now? You want to hop on a pod, dude?
Going home, dude.
My life is very difficult.
That's okay,
I have
dude.
a hard life.
At least, you're able to have on high-quality guests like me.
Dude, well, here's the thing. I want it all to be really fun. And then you're available. And just didn't have anybody else.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that.
I had fun with TJ this weekend. That was fun. That was a blast.
Yeah, dude. How were the shows this weekend?
So good. That crowd work show was wild.
Gainesville is, I mean, this is great. Alpharetta's great. Putting the club here is great. But the Gainesville's ready for something.
They're popping off. So the Die Laughing Boys got all this stuff cooked up for this upcoming year.
Mm-hmm.
But this crowd work show was really interesting. Like they got, I think it was like 75 people, something like that.
Yeah, TJ said they had to cut the tickets off.
They did have to cut the tickets off. We were like pulling in extra chairs. Like people kept showing up.
That's
and like
awesome.
They said we bought tickets and we like had to set them up like by the trash cans.
The night of Georgia Tennessee too.
Mm-hmm.
So not only did you pull
there was one girl watching it on her phone.
Fuck that
so lady. She had it. She was a nice young girl.
Probably a UGA fan, dude. Probably
it was cool though. There was like a bunch of the comics kind of missed the plot though. Like it definitely wasn't. That's what I heard. It was not all crowd work.
It's a tough thing to do when you don't put I imagine that if I had gone, I wouldn't have done as much.
I was just like, finally, no one wants to hear my act. I was just like, finally
I can lay on these tables.
God, dude, finally I can just like make out with an old lady.
Show these people my art.
Yeah. I was getting pretty personal, like pretty up close and personal.
I like it, dude. I like it. And then how was the show in Athens?
It was all right. It was a good show. Just the crowd was light. So it was like a Sunday night show. Those were always hard to sell.
Yeah.
And like,
how many comedians were on that show? Because I know that the one that we did in Athens, it was like
5 people performed.
Yeah.
5.
And 3 of them were Athens people.
Yeah. Yeah. I brought TJ. I threw him up. I don't know. I'd never met.
I know the guy who opened. TJ said that
Lanny.
Is a
Lanny Farmer, yeah, great dude.
No, not Lanny. The young bull, the young Republican.
Oh, with
bull.
the glasses and the wispy hair.
We see him a lot. He's very Republican.
He looks like a stockbroker from the '80s.
Yeah,
he's got the wispy hair thing. He's got the bad sense of humor thing.
I had a great. I hit him with a great one when he opened one of the shows up in Athens that we did, and said something like, I've been sent from the future back in time to kill that young Republican kid before he gets too Republican.
It's funny. He's just a young kid. He just hadn't been doing it for very long.
I like him.
He's got potential.
I like anybody that, Athens is not going to be a particularly warm place for that kind
when
of
you're
comedy.
in college, can you imagine?
Yeah.
When you're college age, just like starting like I know a lot of people did, but he's up there like, so anyway, in my frat, and I was like, God.
Yeah, not particularly relatable.
But mostly that's just because I'm old.
Yeah.
Like, I don't relate to that because I'm not, and I never was a frat person.
Oh, yeah, you were more of a Olympics guy.
Whatever, I was a track and field guy. Never went to the Olympics. Let's be very, very clear. I threw a metal ball.
You could have, I think. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
I've heard the rumors about you, dog. I've Googled your name, dude. Ole Miss.
Good. Yeah, I think you got to get to
super athlete.
I think you have to get to like page 5 before or something like that.
It's mainly just your allegations.
Yeah. So whatever the dots are. What's the one with all the dots?
Yeah. See, but here's the thing: the Olympics is the same. And again, I love you, and your love for the Olympics makes me happy. But I feel about the Olympics the way I feel about soccer.
Really?
Yeah.
But America's the number 1.
I do appreciate some, like, this is our great games and America showing up and winning things and beating other countries.
Not just other countries, ancient civilizations.
I like that part of it.
I love that part of it.
But it's not anything that I care about. It's like,
that's fair.
Cool, let's win all these medals, but I don't want to watch.
Well, it is a little bit of a cheat because everyone's here. So it's like, if you're good at sports, you come to America.
Yeah, that's
true. It's like, you look at, like, even the other countries, like, people who are competing for other countries are usually people that didn't make the American team.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I'm actually a dual citizen or whatever.
Yeah, maybe I'll go play for Brazil.
Well, you see so many people who are like, wow, that guy's really good. And they go, played for 4 years at Baylor. And you're like, oh. Okay. Yeah, because they were all trained in America.
Right.
Like, they come to America and then get into the collegiate system to get trained by the best.
Yeah. What is your favorite event? Like, do you gravitate towards the?
I mean,
big
the one I
throwing
did.
Of the rock?
I think the one I did.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hammer,
yeah. But I mean, other than that, I like the weird ones. I like my favorite thing to do in the Olympics is just get, like, the more obscure the better.
Mm-hmm.
Like archery. I was big into archery this year.
What's the one where they ride the horse and shoot the bow and arrow? Isn't that a thing?
That's the country of Mongolia.
It's just
different thing.
Just the
yeah, not a sport.
Sorry.
It very well could be, but I did not see it. I don't think it's an Olympic event, nor do I think it ever has been. I think, shooting from horse. I know they shoot from skis.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
That one's
ski shooting.
That's Winter Olympics. That's I think it's called the.
I probably have a 75 IQ, dude. My apologies. I don't know anything about the Olympics.
I love that thing that they do where they rappel over the walls. And then they raid villages.
And then they
what was that called?
Invade. They take all the women and children.
Yeah,
what is that
I
one?
think you might be talking about the Mongol Empire.
Yeah, you're right. The Huns, dude. That's just my bad.
Dude, I watched the first ep of the new Dune series.
Oh, is that
Dune
out?
HBO series. First episode dropped yesterday. It was dope.
It's called Dune Prophecy.
Dune Prophecy. It's all about it's basically like 150 years after the jihad. You know,
Yep.
where they fought all the automatons or whatever.
So this is a prequel.
It is based 10,000 plus years before Paul Atreides was born.
Yeah.
So it's like the beginning of the Bene Gesserit. It's like the beginning of the genetic modification. Then the beginning of like Bene Gesserit priests weaseling their way into all of the houses. It's pretty cool.
Have you read the book?
I've read many of the books.
So have I. That is my Dune and American Gods. Those are like my two.
Okay. So I hit the mains, and then I hit some of the prequels that his son wrote.
Mm-hmm.
So House Harkonnen, House
I've
Atreides.
I've only read whatever the first.
House Atreides.
Yeah, and then I read.
It's great.
Dune Messiah.
Chapter House. Did you do Chapter House?
Children of Dune.
Children of Dune.
I think
And
those
then
are the
there's-
3 Dune books that I've gotten through.
Okay.
I've read Dune, the original book, 15 times.
Okay, so I have the originals. I did Atreides, Harkonnen, Carino, all those, and then Chapter House. I still have like 3 or 4.
I was homeschooled, dude. It was like the Bible and Dune.
Really?
That's what we had.
I didn't get into Dune until recently because it was always like I was other lore. I was all like medieval lore, that kind of thing.
Big
like,
Lord of the Rings.
Big Lord of the Rings. Big
Did you do Chronicles of Narnia?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I did like creepy stuff like Dostoevsky. And,
Oh, yeah,
I was
sure.
a weird kid.
Sure.
Yeah. And then much later, I was like, I think honestly, at the movie, I was like, maybe I'll give it a shot.
Well, Denis Villeneuve, the guy who directed the Dune movies, is an incredible director, and
the first one,
the Lynch Dune is not particularly great. So to see them finally pull it together and make it into something.
Well, the first one was kind of a slow burn, right? And by design,
Dune Part 1.
By design, a slow burn.
You saying Dune Part 1 or?
Yeah, Dune Part 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the second one was a banger.
Oh my god, dude! I said like to turn hate like that scene at the end, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen Dune 2, but at the end where Paul shows up and screams and like in front of the like council that's meeting or whatever, he's like, "You will follow me."
Well, this one's got what's that homeboy from Vikings?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's in it, and he's got a pretty pivotal role. I don't know much about like the lore from this era that they're in, so I'm like, I got to do some research.
Did you watch Penguin yet?
No.
Pretty cool too.
Pretty good?
Yeah, if you liked, did you like The Batman? Did you see The Batman?
One with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I think I got through like 20 minutes of it.
Oh, really? It's pretty good. I mean,
it was good. It's just so slow. I'm just like, I think I was just pretty ADD that day, and I threw it on. I was like, I'll just watch Twilight later. You know?
It's definitely a movie I'm glad I saw in the theaters. I tried to put it on the other day, and got like 20 minutes in and paused it for something, and then it was like, you have 2 hours and 40 minutes left of this movie. Yeah.
That's him. It's just pursing his lips.
Yeah. There's some cool
that's
stuff.
That's his acting.
Yeah, he's definitely not a great actor.
This is Robert Pattinson. This is Robert Pattinson right when he wakes up. You ready? Ready? This is him eating a sandwich. This is him hitting his spouse.
This is
Yeah.
making another Twilight movie.
Dude's got one bell that he's ringing. And it's the bell that goes, maybe I washed my hair today, maybe I didn't.
That guy's my hero, dude. Don't worry about it.
Big Pattinson guy over here.
Huge Pattinson
Big
guy.
Team Edward.
I love Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, dude.
Dude, yeah, that's right. He's a get ganked in that.
He gets killed, dude. Rest in
Cedric
peace,
Diggory.
Cedric. Yeah.
Rest in peace, you Hufflepuff bitch.
He was a Gryffindor.
Dude, he's
dude.
a Hufflepuff, dude. Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna fact check your
He's a
ass.
puff.
Dude. You think he was puffed up?
I don't actually know, but I guarantee you he's a puff.
Diggory. House. God damn it.
What's up, dude?
Nathan.
What's up, dude?
Strikes again, dude.
That's right, boy.
Hufflepuff, dude. I Hufflepuff.
I don't gotta know much to know more than you. That was a Vuzavella laugh.
What if I just left your podcast, dude? Stormed out of your podcast after your hateful
This is
comments
how I'm
about
gonna
my
laugh at
education.
cheesy jokes from now on. I will do the Visavela laugh. I'll go remix.
I do the. That's what I
So
do.
that one actually gets me in trouble because I will do that at a joke that I find genuinely funny.
Oh, see, I don't.
So it's like if it just takes me by surprise, because a lot of times if I'm hearing another comic, I'll just kind of zone out. Like I'll be hearing him, but if I'm actually listening to him, I'm not really looking at him. I'm like right here. I'm like catching it like this, and I'll go.
I've got plenty of videos of the Nathan Lowe. I can hear. I'm like, okay, that one was good. He
honked in
honked
approval.
at it. But it's the direct opposite with me. If you're out there and you're doing stand up and you hear me honk at you, that's not a good thing.
Dude, I'm just I put the goose in silly goose. You know, I'm just real.
If I'm laughing, it is obnoxious. I'm an obnoxious laugher.
But if it's cheesy, I'll do the
Yeah.
I'll do that. That's more of my. I'll go
Yeah. You do that a lot around me. I know.
Yeah. But just as friends. Never when you're on stage.
Yeah, just in front of all my heroes and people I care about.
That's good, man. That's I want to hear the airbud joke again.
Hey, dude, I got other jokes. Relax, dude. Relax.
Hey, this coming from Miss Pink Cadillac herself right here.
That's right, dude. I got that show with Yoshi on Friday, and I've got.
Is that at the Red Clay Music Foundry?
No, that's next week, that's the first week of December. This one's at Schoolhouse in Marietta, the brewing company in Marietta.
Oh, you know what? I did that once.
Yeah, does it suck? Nice. I did the other one. I did. Shep had shout out to Shep Slater. He had the other one at Schoolhouse and.
So it's with these brewery shows. It's always a mixed bag. So it's like it is very rarely, I think, advertised to the people. Sure. So it's just you really kind of gotta hope for a good night, and that happens with a lot of these brewery shows. But like I've heard that show gets packed. When I was booked on it, it was not the case, and then it might have been me. But I showed up and there were maybe 4 people.
I'm okay with that. I have not been doing comedy long enough to care. 10 minutes is 10 minutes.
I wasn't pleased.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just like,
I think I drove like an hour and a half and I got there and I talked to the owner and he was like, yeah, no, normally like 50, 60 people. And I was like, so they're on their way? And he goes, yeah. And I go over to the bartender and she goes, did he just tell you there's 50 people coming? I said, yeah. She goes, no, there's not.
Okay. I'm just excited. Shout out Yoshi, dude. Thanks for the invite, dude. And I'm going to make an ass of myself. So.
Yoshi's a stud, man. I like Yoshi.
He's one of the coolest guys.
Mm-hmm.
One of the cool and funniest. Very funny guy.
Mm-hmm. And he's got wise man. He's very wise and calm.
Yeah, we need that in a scene where like you're the oldest guy.
You know what I mean?
It's like.
Are you trying to say I'm not wise and calm?
I'm just saying the next down on the wise and calm list might be you. You know?
That's stupid. That show I did with TJ. I went and I looked at the ticket sales.
Yeah.
And it was great, but like the description of my comedy under it was funny.
Tell me about it.
There was all the credits and stuff like that, and then at the end he goes, Nathan's comedy can best be described as fast-paced and intense.
Was this in Athens or was this on
I think it might have been the Athens show.
Because Shrilla loves to point out that you spent most of your time out in LA. That's his favorite. That's his favorite thing to say about it.
And I would go up to him and I was like, dude, can you just not bring up that guy? Again, I'm not gonna say, but there's a guy that I did stuff with, and he's my friend. I love him.
Yeah.
He's Di, but it was like once Ryan found out that I did any work with Di, it was my intro every time. And he goes like, "Dude, you might know him from opening with Joe." I'm like, no one was at that show.
You might know him from the show he opened.
Series. No one was at that series. Like you might know him from a thing he did from 4.5 years ago.
One thing he did with a guy. I think it's cool. I get what you're saying, but
it is. I mean, but I think for the last show, he just forgets. Like Ryan gets fired up and he forgets. I think it was like I went up to him before. I went, "Hey, can you just say I feature like all over the country? That's it.
Yeah,
just say that." And he goes, "Yeah, sure thing." You might know him. He featured all over the country for Jeff Dye. I'm like, no, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
This guy was on the road for years with Jeff Dye.
I was like, oh God, it's not true. But we love Ryan. Ryan's a sweetheart. He's he gets fired up.
I do love Ryan. Sweetheart is the perfect way. Shout out.
I sent him a hat. I didn't send him a hat. I don't buy gifts for people, but
I just sent him the link to buy
a hat. Yeah, it said Ruckus.
Yeah.
On it. Because before every show, he goes, "Don't bring the ruckus, dude." He said, "Don't forget to bring the ruckus, man."
Dude, shout out Ryan Trilla, Atlanta's #1 lesbian comedian.
Mm-hmm. Me and you, we both have this thing in common. We're both Jesus boys who like the Hebrew. You got the Hebrew.
Right dude, I got a little Heb on me here. This is
What am I hearing?
I don't know. What is that? That might be somebody taking a phone call back there.
Oh, it was really picking up.
Yeah, dude.
These are good. These are good mics because I took the earphones off and I couldn't hear it.
He answered the phone. That's why he couldn't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a little Heb on my arm. This is in English. It says "Man of Sorrows, what a name," and in Hebrew it says something close to like "Hallelujah, the Messiah."
I thought that might have been a Hebrew "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" reference.
That would be
just "Man of Constant Sorrows" in Hebrew.
Constant sorrows. Hell yeah, dude.
Yo.
Constant sorrows, and I just get it tattooed on my arm in English and in Hebrew.
Yeah.
Nah,
does
dude.
it translate to? Go to sleep in hell,
So it said, I'm a man of constant sorrows, and then this is a line from Down to the River to Pray, the Alison Krauss. No.
This one, it actually just says, "We thought you was a toad."
What is the hair
in the original Sanskrit?
The hair product that he's on. Dapper Dan. This is just a Dapper Dan reference.
I do like the idea of having like a really cool hipster tattoo, but it just means the most just redneck thing in the world. It's like, this is the original Sanskrit. It says, "Get her done."
Get her done. I got a couple of tats, dude. No tats on your body, huh?
Not a single one. My body's temple.
Wow, dude. I've got a big flaming skull in between my shoulder blades. I got these tats right here somewhere. Yeah, these.
They always say, like, unless you can't stop thinking about it for 6 months, you shouldn't get it. That's what I hear. But I have a dumb idea for one. I want to get the #1 right here on the inside of this knuckle, very small, so that when anyone's like, "Do you have any tattoos?" I got just a little one.
Ah.
Yeah.
And you can tell girls, "Can I finger you with the little one?" Yeah, dude. Come on, dude. I'll take you right now. I'll take you right now to get that tattoo.
Can I finger you with the little one?
With the little one.
Then she goes, "I'm sorry." She's in the middle of a buy it from her dinner. "I'm sorry, what was it?"
Sorry, what was it?
Never mind. I was just trying to make this tattoo work.
Is that like if you get tattoos, will your mom and dad cry?
No. I'm not very committal.
Sure.
And like there was a few that I wanted to get, and then my life situation changed. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't get that. So all right, that's probably going to be across the board. So and you know, poverty was a big part of that. Yeah. It's just like I've always been pretty poor.
I got a lot of these. I got this when I was 20. I got this when I was 23. The one on my back, I haven't gotten a tattoo in 10 years. So I feel like I graduated high school, got my ears pierced, got a tattoo, like did all the things that like I was not allowed to do as a youth. So I don't regret them. This one, I wish it said "your" instead of "you are." So like, you know, you live with them long enough and you can kind of pick the things you don't like about them. This one I had to have redone like 15 times. I had to keep going back because I would stare at it in the mirror and it would be crooked. You know, one of these lines would be crooked. So
all my rebellious stuff was just stuff I chose to put in my body or do with it. Like, you know, like that was really.
I did that too.
I decided to, you know, no paper trail, no ink trail on me.
I think I just had I had ebbed and flowed all throughout high school between being like trying to be cool because I did a lot of music and stuff, right? So there was like this part of me that was like, I'm a musician, you know, I want to be artistic. And then there was the girl I dated in high school was like, I had clothes in my closet for when I would go see her.
Okay.
Like I had straight.
You had your cool guy clothes.
No. I had my uncool guy clothes. I had straight cut jeans and button down shirts and
for her parents.
For her. She was like, I like you. You seem like a cool guy. Don't wear skinny jeans and
She was like a preppy girl.
Band t-shirts, yeah. And I was homeschooled and was like, fucking, I've got a girlfriend. I'll do whatever she wants.
Just at home, just starching corduroy.
Yeah, basically.
Trying to figure it out.
Basically. And then when we broke up, I was like,
devastated.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, cool. I get to be me now.
You get to burn all your braided belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Dump these fucking loafers into.
They call it Sperry Mageddon, dude.
Yeah, it was she sucked and she got what she deserved, dude.
Did you murder her?
I'll just leave it at that, dude.
Okay, well, heard it here first, guys.
Heard it here first. She'll probably see this. I see her. I mean, look, it is what it is. I've not talked about this publicly.
Do you have like people from your past that found out that you're doing comedy now?
Oh, yeah,
and they're like coming out of the woodwork?
Not coming out of the woodwork to say anything, but you can just
you see on the viewed your thing.
Mm-hmm. She's one of those people. You see people and I'm like, what are you doing? Get on.
One of my old bullies like hit me up. He was like, hey man, so glad to see you're doing well. I knew you were gonna be great or whatever. I was like, what?
Yeah. Did you?
It threw me for a loop because I was nice to the guy because you look at him now and like, you know, they have a kid.
Sure.
And like they graduated from Cordon Bleu Culinary Institute or whatever. And like,
good for them.
You know, it's just like, you're like, okay, well they definitely have a checkered view of what that was.
You got bullied?
Yeah.
Dang, dude. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I mean, there's a lady outside with a table. I might go.
Go talk
to her after. It's like, actually, I could use some support.
I'm a victim?
I am actually a victim. And she goes, no, you're not.
Yeah, bullying is cyclical. So
bullying is not for guys that look like you.
You just got bullied into becoming a bully.
Yeah.
I was a dastardly bully on the football team. Obviously, I didn't go to high school, but I did play football, and
it's like an exchange program.
I think.
Or was it all homeschool kids?
No.
They're just running around yelling, pew, 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 pew. They all have swords.
Yeah,
and
we would just read the Old Testament and then
just
wrestle around in the dirt.
They're in the infield, Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling each other. Just the gauntlet.
That was basically what it was. No, I went to
homeschool football is hilarious.
It is hilarious. So we were a part of a homeschool football league for a while, and then we wound up moving to like a private school league. But it was really more like I don't know what the word is, but like for bad kids, like kids, it was for a school for kids who had gotten kicked out of school.
Oh, so this is like the longest yard.
Yeah, it was like
children.
It was like the longest yard high school football team, and then there would be some homeschool kids or kids who went to private school who their private school didn't have a football program. So
nice.
I think the team
ragtag bunch of miscreants.
Yeah, we had like 70 kids on the team though. Yeah. So we were pretty good. I mean, I won a state championship for what that's worth.
And I do like that it's like you bullied the first kids outside of your house that you met.
Yeah, I mean, essentially. I feel bad. I think about it a lot. I think about one particular instance where we were playing some team from Stockbridge, and I put this kid on his ass in the middle of a play and said something, which is like, fuck you, you piece of shit, or something. And he goes to reach up to grab my hand, like as if I'm going to help him up. And I fucking slapped his hand.
Oh, okay.
And he goes, picks himself up and he goes, hey, 52. And I said, what's up? He said, you know, Jesus loves you. And I said, yeah, well, he doesn't fucking love you, dude. And I think about that probably every day.
Because you blasphemed?
Just because it just was like, what was that? What? That's not even like such a mean thing to say to a guy who's just trying to be like nice to you. Like, why you gotta be a dickhole about it?
I got top bottom, you know, like where you're running, a dude hits you high and hits you low at the same time, and you just kind of one whap. And I had spaghetti. But we all forgot that I had
These
spaghetti.
Weak arms are heavy.
We all forgot that I had it.
Oh,
so I hurl.
Everyone forgot.
I hurl immediately, and it's just red, and it looked like I was
blood.
It looked like I was throwing up blood on the thing, and I was pretty concussed too. So they took me off like on the stretcher, and that was yeah.
Did you play high school football?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
I think it was like freshman, sophomore year.
Hell yeah,
transferred. But it was I think that was how my family found out that I was dating some girl behind their back.
An Italian?
She Ortiz was her last name, so no. But she ran out to the field, and my parents were there, and I just was like, could cuss. I got up and I like.
Oh, Dad, this is my girlfriend.
I don't think I'd ever even call her a pet name, but I think I was like, "Hey, Pumpkin," or something like that. My parents like, "Pumpkin."
Hell yeah, dude! High school romance, dude. Shout out high school romance.
Shout out to it.
Is there anything better than like going to the mall and macking on a girlfriend, or like my mom and dad had a minivan and I would sit in the back row of the minivan, you know, and mac on my high school girlfriend.
You hung out with your high school girlfriend in front of your parents?
Well, it just was I got chauffeured around places. But
the South is weird. There was this. Oh man, I forgot about this. There was a family in my neighborhood, and they had a daughter my age. She was very pretty, and I think we were like the neighborhood swim team together or something like that.
Hot. Yeah, that's hot.
Something weird. But she's. I think we were maybe 14.
Right.
So maybe I don't even think it was swim team related. I think she just lived in the neighborhood. But like I think her family was Mormon or something. Like it was something Latter-day Saints. Like I don't remember. But it was like
Jehovah's Witness.
It wasn't regular Christian.
Yeah.
And so like
they're probably going to hell.
So like I go over to her house, and normally like you go over to a girl's house and like the dad has the shotgun.
Yeah, right.
But they were like eager.
Oh like yeah, maybe they were Mormon.
They were like eager to be
you
like.
Guys go hang
out.
Like,
why don't I shut the door? Give you guys some privacy. Like, do you guys want some snacks or something? Like, I'm sitting there going, "Are you trying to tell me
it's crazy?"
And like, so we're there, and she's kind of getting handled, and it's just like the parents made me so uncomfortable because they kept coming with like trays and stuff like that. Yeah. And like, well, if you want to stay the night, you know, we can just tell your family, and you can like, we can make sure it's like. I'm like, whoa. And I get uncomfortable and I leave and I go home. And my parents are like, I thought you were hanging out with what's her face. And I was like, her parents kind of creeped me out.
I think they might want me to fuck.
Her parents kind of creeped. Yeah, it was basically, I was like, I don't know what that was, but it was strange. Turns out like a year later, she roped another one in. And they got married at 15.
Holy shit.
So like I guess they negotiated with the boy's family.
Do you know if they're still together?
To sign off? Absolutely. I have no idea.
Probably not. Find that girl.
I doubt
if she's still with that
But like they got married at 15 and moved into the basement with this family.
That's crazy.
And that was like what they were gunning for.
That's crazy. Yeah. Do you have a great high school romance, a broken heart romance in high school?
No, my first real girlfriend was in college.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that one was very serious.
Yeah. How long were you with her?
Year. It's pretty serious for me.
Serious. I remember I had a girlfriend when I was 15, and my mom and dad were actually pretty cool. Like we got in trouble for holding hands in a public place, like we were doing like a Bible homeschool fucking thing, right? Some like Bible class, and we were just holding hands, and we got in trouble, and one of the moms came and yelled at my mom, and my mom G'd up and like fucking.
That's how you get AIDS.
Put this lady down.
Hand-holding.
But when that girl broke up with me, dude, I cried in my mom's lap for like 5 hours. I was so upset.
She's like, "You're a big, strong boy. Don't you worry about it. You just cry in mama's lap."
I took my little flip phone and I broke it.
I know I had there was one girl I crushed on really hard. Her name was Sarah Gold. And
Shout out
Sarah Gold. And I was in love with this girl. And she wanted nothing to do. Like I was far from her radar.
Sure.
But we lived in like the same neighborhood. And I remember I rode my bike over to her house and I was throwing pine cones at her window. And it wasn't her window.
Her brother?
Her dad.
Yeah.
Oh, then he goes, "What the hell are you doing?"
Oh,
I was like, "I'm sorry, which window is Sarah's?" And he went, "No."
Go the fuck
He's
off,
like, "I'm not telling you that." I just rode off all embarrassed. Like, just like the embarrassed bike ride. Like, I didn't even get to see her. Her dad thinks I'm a loser.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
High school romance.
Yeah, it was a big one, man. It was a big one.
High school romance. There's nothing like it, dude. I've been married for 10 years, and that's great, too. But to be 15 again and just to be in love, you know, is a wild thing.
I don't know. I don't think I never had that.
I'm not certain that I did either. I think I was just ignorant of what relationships were supposed to be, and I was sort of like, this is it, dude. I'm 15. I'll date this girl until I'm 20. Yeah. We'll get married.
I was doing LAN parties and RuneScape. I had other priorities.
Being homeschooled, dude, was a It was a real setback.
You just meet one other girl. You're like, this is what, we could be mommy daddy.
The first girl I dated was like the first girl I had ever met. Like essentially, I mean, it was like I had kind of talked to this one girl, and then she didn't want to date, and then I met this other girl, and it was like maybe the second girl I had ever talked to, and I was like, sick, this is my girlfriend now.
Dude,
we dated 3 months, broke my heart. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, but
I thought there were definitely maybe a few. I think it was like, I mean, like 4th grade stuff like that, but you don't really. That doesn't count. You're like, he's my girlfriend. Like you just kind of like held hands once. Yeah, that's my girlfriend. Yeah, you know, like it would only last like a couple days or like a week or something like that.
Well, you need to settle down and get married.
No,
come on, dude. Have some kids. Get a real heaping of real life. Dude.
I've got another solid 5 or so years of being very selfish.
Yeah.
And then
you could be selfish in a marriage. I've been doing it for 10 years.
Well, it's like, yeah. Okay. I'm not. Nah, dude.
I'm here.
I really think I need to test drive it with a dog first. So we're gonna have the dog for a while. Not that they're the same, but like, but you know,
apples and oranges, dude.
Yeah, it's just that.
Feed them.
How often do you have to walk a wife?
I mean, regularly.
Pretty regularly.
Yeah, pretty regularly, or she gets a little pin up.
A little like antsy. You can tell her around the house.
She wasn't pumped when I called her to tell her I was coming over here. I'll probably have to take her for a walk when I get home.
She's already chewed up the couch, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. You should have gotten married when you were 21. There's no doubt about it.
No.
You should have 3 kids right now. You should, why not?
Dude, yeah, my friends who are already on like a zone defense with their wife, like they're already like outnumbered.
Yeah.
Dude, you kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
Every time I talk to them on the phone, it sounds like they're like a war correspondent in Iraq.
You're just like, stop talking about me in these vague terms.
Answer the phone, it's like, how's it going over there? It's like, oh yeah, hey, things are great over here, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I'd love to come over right now. Like right now.
The other day, my son, he just peed on the toilet.
Good.
He just got up on the little step stool and peed all over, up and down the toilet.
Just right up, just said, you know, screw all this. This is too much.
He runs into the living room and he's like, Dad, I peed. And I'm like, that's great, dude. And he's like, yeah.
It's everywhere.
On the toilet. And I'm like, yeah, you peed on the toilet. That's where you pee. You sit down on the toilet.
I don't think you're understanding the semantics here, Dad. Now, on it.
I go in there and I'm like,
that would have been a teaching moment if I were a dad. I'm like, good. Well, you're about to learn how to clean a toilet.
He's still too young. He can't get.
Not if you wrap his head in a towel and use the head.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Bad boy, bad son.
We don't spank, so that might be.
Have you tried humiliation rituals?
Comparable second, yeah, like making him dress up like a girl.
Have you tried that? Have you tried an Illuminati type induction?
I haven't yet, but we're getting there, dude. Right now, I just grip him up real hard.
No, you're right. I should have a kid.
Yeah, you should have a kid, dude. You definitely. Well, look, I thought that about myself too, but then you have a kid and you're like, nah.
I'm not ready to change.
I haven't changed.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you do change in some ways. Like, there's always this like, I would always rather be at home with them if that was possible.
Right.
You know, that's a part of me that's changed.
Well, it's just like I can barely support myself.
Yeah, I'm actually not advocating that you have a child.
Yeah, no.
That's probably a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. So, like, you know, like some people will be like, I'm going to have a kid, and then I'm going to get it all together.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Not how it works.
In fact, it probably makes things worse.
Yeah. So I'm like, let me get it all together, and then I'll get one of those certified pre-owned kids off of, like, Erewhon or whatever. Or what is it, Wayfair?
Wayfair. You'll hit one of those Wayfair.
Yeah, I'll just get a quick order in. I'll be like, you know what? Do they have this in Peruvian?
This is a tie. Can I get a tie?
It's a tie. I'll ask that guy that the DOJ's do. What's his name? Matt
Gaetz.
Matt Gaetz. I'll just ask Matt Gaetz where he got all his kids from.
You know that I don't want to come on here and spew misinformation, but I don't know that Matt Gaetz did anything.
I don't think he did anything.
Yeah.
So they said it's like we dropped the case. There were no charges against him, but they were like, but you should know that he denied it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. It's just the misinformation.
Well, the thing that they keep harping on about is the DOJ investigated. They arrested the guy who made the claims, and then they dropped the case, and then the Senate opened up an ethics hearing.
But that was all the same time that all the other Trump stuff was going on. Yeah, so it's long story short.
We love Matt Gaetz, and there's no way he did anything.
I just mean I want to buy a kid, and I need to know how to do that.
Well, I would hit up.
Do they have any like short term, like a temporary tattoo, just so I can kind of get my feet wet?
Yeah, you could. You could get a henna.
You get a henna. Maybe I don't need a kid. Maybe I need like a nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be fine with a nephew.
What's your sister up to, dude? Have a kid.
Oh.
Nathan's sister?
Yeah, Rachel. Get with it, dude. Stop with it. Yeah, fur babies don't count.
Yeah. No, you need a nephew.
I need a nephew that I can spoil.
Teach him all the bad things.
Exactly.
Teach him how to throw a hammer.
Dude, yeah, what was he going to mess around and go to college for free?
Come on
God forbid, dude.
God forbid he get a full ride scholarship throwing a hammer.
God forbid, dude. You end up playing profesh fetch, dude.
That's raspberry lemonade.
Raspberry.
For the folks at home, dude, the Juice Head raspberry lemonade that you can buy at any Quick Trip. That's great. What are you doing? It tastes fantastic. Thanks for having me on your podcast and then being mean to me.
No, it's like it's very sweet.
Yeah, I like it.
Kind of coats your throat.
I like it, dude. It's I'm a man of convenience, and I can buy this at Quick Trip, which is the only gas station I will go to.
I am not used to like getting weed advice from a gas station guy. Like I go in and they're like, well, this is actually, let me know what you think about this. I'm like, I'm not coming back to this QT to tell you about this indica THCA thing.
I was in Blue Ridge a couple of years ago, and in a pinch, like, was in one of these phases where I was like, I'm not going to smoke weed. And then the second one thing happens that, like, perturbs me. I'm like, where's the fucking
Yeah.
Where's my weed? I drove up to a gas station and had that exact experience. I was like, you guys sell the THC products here?
Oh, yeah.
And this Indian guy's like, oh, yeah, man, I got something that will knock your socks off. Make you so high.
But it's just the customer service aspect of it that I haven't seen since I was, like, in one of those dispensaries in LA where they're like, this one's like kind of nutty and like has a relaxing thing. Like this one's really good for if you're watching like Pete Golden Girls, like they had like really obscure references about like this one's really good for beach volleyball.
Yeah, like, from a guy whose name is Dinesh.
Yeah. But then but now I'm at a QT in Georgia and the guy's like, come back and tell me what you think about it. I'll get more. I'm like, dude, I'm not coming back here. I'm never gonna tell you whether or not. I want you to know I wasn't coming to this QT.
I do think
I was coming to a QT.
Yeah, I would go back if I could remember what that guy looked like. I'd go back to that gas station in Blue Ridge and let him know
that was a sick strain.
The shit was good. I mean, I remember it being very violently powerful.
Who's calling me?
Oh, Mama Lou.
Hey, I'm on a podcast right now. I'm on a podcast right now. No. I'm in helium. Bye.
Wow, what a pleasant drop in. You got to put featuring mom on this podcast?
Dude, featuring mom. You can't. I don't think I've ever let my mom go to voicemail.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Unless I didn't see it. But like normally, if she pick me up, I'll answer. I'm a mama's boy.
Yeah. My mom doesn't really call me much.
Really?
No, not a ton, but I put some pretty big boundaries in between me and the rest of my family. That's another thing I like to do.
I don't really have that.
Yeah, I got married and was like, I have a life now. I don't belong to you. You don't keep tabs on me.
There was the last girl I dated. That was kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. So it was like I felt that way about it because they didn't like her.
Sure.
But they didn't like her because she was a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like looking back, I was like, no, they really nailed that. Yeah. But it was, I was like, you guys, you can't be involved in like my relationship with this demon. Like you can't, like you got.
I get that she has a septum piercing. I like
it. No. This is. It's like she doesn't like. She thinks you guys are oppressive.
Listen, I
was like, and they're the nicest parents in the world.
I think astrology is cool, Mom and Dad. Get out of my business.
There was a time when like I invited her on like a family vacation, and like my dad he can't help himself. So like I think they were talking about something like politics or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And Oh, because she was very gung ho, like feminist kind of thing.
Sure.
And
So she
I think we were just playing a game or something like that, or we were talking about something in the news. I don't remember, but she said something really innocuous. So she's like, "Oh, I just really love to see a woman succeed." And then my dad, just from the other side of the table, he goes, "If they did the best,
Yeah. If they were the best candidate,
if they were actually the best." And then I just watch her unravel, and then she ends up storming out because she tries to have the debate, and my dad loves
Hell
debate.
yeah, dude. Good.
And he's like giving her
dad.
facts and stuff like that. She runs upstairs and locks herself in the bedroom and doesn't come out for hours. And like, and it's like petulant child stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It seems to be a common occurrence with people like.
But then
that.
I take my dad out for a walk and I'm like scolding him.
Dad, you can't be mean to my girlfriend.
Like being mean to my girlfriend, but like looking back, I'm like, that was actually awesome. Like he nailed that.
Yeah, there's a whole slew of ladies who love to be they love to tell you that you're wrong, and then the second that you try and engage with them about, okay, well, here's why I think I'm right, they're like, oh, I don't talk.
But that's like a quintessential narcissism, like sociopathic thing, right? When
Sure.
you try to alienate somebody from the people that they're around
Sure.
to make you dependent on them. So it's like there was the trying to alienate me from like my family and my friends. We're not going to get into it, but like
I also think there's something to like where it's like if you can't defend your beliefs, if your beliefs are so fragile that when they run up against other ideas that you have to like shut it all down, you're probably wrong, you know. Did you get a dick pic? What's going on?
I'm trying to figure out who this is. Who's that? Oh, I know who this is. Okay.
Praise
So,
God.
Yep. We're gonna figure that out later. That was just, you ever like someone you barely talk to, and then they send you one of these.
Oh,
You're like,
Yeah.
There's not even any gifts in this.
Cut those people out of your life, dude.
I'm not a text guy. You've known me for a while.
I do know you. You're not a text
How
guy.
many times have I texted you?
Zero, probably.
I call you often.
You might hit me up on Instagram. Yeah, you call me. That's the primary mode.
Yeah. But it's
Which
nice. It's more fun. It's nice.
It is. I agree with you, and I would rather, if you have something to say, like plenty of times I call you, you call me, it's just to kill time, right? Which is like, yeah, sure. But if you have something to say, if there's something you want to ask me, just call me. It's easy. It's easier than me having to be
so much. And then it's also like, I want to know right now.
Yeah, right.
And I don't like the waiting for each other. I'm like, dude, if you don't pick up, that's fine. And you just call me back.
Yeah.
And then I'm waiting for a phone call and not a specific message.
Right, exactly.
Because there's so much room for misinterpretation and miscommunication, and it's just gross, and I don't like it.
Yeah, definitely the text message thing, like especially with comedians, where it's like, I don't know if you're trying to be funny or if you're just being mean to me. There's no.
Well, and it's like God forbid you're messaging like a woman. And you're like, am I texting right? Like, am I doing like I know that I can talk.
Yeah.
Like if we get in a room together, we can figure it out. Like like, I can talk. We can be charming. But if it's a text, I'm sitting there like, do I put a LOL? Or
too many things to. It's like trying to paint a picture every time you text somebody. It's
and it's like, and then you also think it's like, I get the message, and then you'll be like, well, I won't respond like right now. Like I'll give it a couple minutes so I don't look this way or something like that. But if it's a phone call, you just pick up.
Yeah.
And then it's there. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. We're done.
This is a great thing about being married. I just don't. I'm the worst texter. Like I don't spell anything right. I don't.
Just like, you know what? We're just gonna let the lawyers talk. Okay.
You want to talk to me? You can call me.
Yeah, we're gonna let the lawyers talk. I actually would prefer. We'll just send messages through the kids to each other.
Yeah, dude. Little written notes. My in-laws did that for a little bit. They got in a fight, and my mother-in-law just left my wife's stepdad notes around the house about how she was mad at him. I was like, that is a tough way to get it.
Oh, that's tough, dude. Just stickies.
Yep.
That's horrible.
That's crazy. This is your podcast. You couldn't put your phone on mute.
Dude, whatever, man. Shut up. How long have we been going?
I gotta get out of here. Look at that, dude. 1 hour and 20 minutes. You're freaking welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Anything you want to plug?
No, because this podcast isn't going to come out for a long time. So,
dude, who knows, man? This might be the first episode.
That would rule.
I might just run home and edit this right now and put it before all the other ones.
If you do that, I'll be at Yoshi's thing on Friday. And
hey, everybody watching, go to Yoshi's thing on Friday.
And I'll be at Nathan's thing in February. So
You can find all those links nowhere.
Yeah. You can hit me up, dude. Write me a letter.
Helium Comedy Club, please come to everything that they do.
Hell yeah.
Great lineups every weekend, every week. I'll be featuring for Jason Ellis on December 2nd. December 19th, I'll have the Second Low Showcase here at Helium. I also perform every other weekend and basically every week here in Atlanta. Somewhere you can find all of that.
He's working
on my Instagram, Nathan Lowe with a underscore under it. So it's Nathan Lowe, LOE. If you're seeing this, you already follow me because that's just
Go check out the Beautiful Losers podcast. That's our podcast. Me, TJ Nickerson, Chris Moody, Cole Watson.
And please stop bullying.
And stop the bullying.
Please stop.
Please stop bullying.
Stop it.
Stop bullying me in particular. Why is everybody bullying me?
Hey, dipshit.
Stop fucking bullying.
All right, goodbye, guys.
Bye.